Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to the vlog. We are touring Tastebuds.
Yes.
We got a lot of feedback and thank you guys so much for leaving comments and asking questions and all the above on our videos of the top places that we recommend for road trips in 2019.
Yeah, for sure. But there was one overarching theme in the feedback, which was
food.
Basically, people just really wanted to know what our favorite places to eat were along the way. So today we're gonna cover off on our favorite road trip food stops on our West Coast road trip. We recommended this as like #1 and #2 in our favorite road trips for 2019. So we're gonna tell you where to stop to eat along those. And it covers some really good spots. So we highly recommend everything that we recommend, obviously. But we did also kind of have like a craving for burgers this entire road trip. So you're gonna see that be like a recurring place that we stop to. We start in New Mexico and we work our way all the way across the West Coast, following basically our videos. If you want to check out our playlist from our West Coast road trip, make sure you check that out, and this basically goes in order of those videos as well.
Yeah, so if you enjoy this, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, because we're going to do a ton more informational videos about our West Coast road trip, road trips that we've done, and just kind of that sort of thing. So if you're into it and you like us,
just
follow along.
Subscribe.
Hold on.
The first stop in New Mexico was near White Sands. I'm not gonna say this town right, but it's Alamogordo, I believe.
Alamogordo.
Yeah, something like that. And that's basically where you pretty much stay if you are going to White Sands National Monument, which we highly recommend you do.
Definitely
and our favorite food from that location was a frozen custard place that we actually went to like really late on our last night.
We kept driving by it. And you know when you drive by a place multiple times and it's always packed, you're like, all right, it kind of sticks in my head. So we had to try it out, and it was called Caliche's frozen custard. Yep, and it was delicious.
And it was like a really cool like 70s style drive-in, so a lot of like neon lights and stuff. If 70s is the wrong time frame, I'm sorry, I apparently am not good at that. But then our next stop, we kind of skipped over Arizona because we didn't really stay there like long term.
It's like 120 degrees, so we like
outside.
Booked it after 2 days. We tried to make it work, didn't work.
So then our next stop was near Joshua Tree, and we didn't really eat much actually by Joshua Tree, but we did venture into Palm Springs, which is right by there. And where did we go there? Yeah,
so we went to this really delicious burger spot. This is like the first place that we went to that put us onto the whole burger crave.
That's true, it kind of started
so it was called Smoking Burgers, and it was delicious. Just a cool little hole-in-the-wall joint in a little strip center, I believe. So we picked it up and we just sat in the car with the pets, and we ate and had an amazing time.
It was good.
So definitely go there if you want a good burger. I think they did beer, craft beer, all the above.
Yeah,
so
if we didn't have the pets, we would have definitely gone into this place because it was cool. And
along with most of the places, sorry to interrupt you.
Palm Springs is known for a bunch of really trendy places, so you can definitely go there if you want, but they'll be really expensive. This place was not expensive. It was just a good quality burger. It wasn't some big, fancy, trendy, colorful place, but we really liked it. So
really good.
That's our next recommendation in Palm Springs near Joshua Tree if you're visiting Joshua Tree National Park. The next place was our favorite place literally on our entire trip.
It was so good, guys.
It was so good, and it was right outside of Yosemite, so if you're driving to Yosemite before you get to the park, there's like this tiny little town, and it was called Robert's Frosty. So this was one of the places where we just saw it and we were absolutely starving. We had the Airstream on the back, and we pulled into a gas station parking lot and walked down the street to actually be able to go to it because we were so hungry, and we're just like, whatever, we're gonna go get burgers and fries, shocking, and a Frosty because it's called Robert's Frosty. And it was probably the best burger I've ever eaten in my life. If you're a burger connoisseur slash snob, I'm sorry if this offends you, but it was so good, and I would not.
Poppy seed bun.
Oh yeah, so good. The french fries were so good, and the Frosty obviously was amazing too, just because that's what it was named after. It is 100% worth your stop and worth your time.
Definitely worth it.
You have to walk up to the window. It's not a drive-through. Like, you can maybe go sit inside if there's like 1 or 2 tables.
It's old school mom and pop. So like the lady that was taking our order, I would put all my money on the fact that she was probably a co-owner of the joint.
Or has worked there since
forever. Since forever. Get a Frosty. We got a small one. Don't go small. Go medium
big.
Or large, because we were so sad.
I know, it was gone fast. So that is our Yosemite stop, is Robert's Frosty. Go. That's all I can say. Just go.
So then we went to Portland, and we stayed about 45 minutes outside of Portland and got a really good burger from East Side Drive-In, and that was on the way out, and it was, you won't regret it. Just stop. It wasn't our favorite, but it was
it's
really
like
good.
Definitely kind of like the thin burger.
That's true. That's a good way of putting it.
I got onion rings. I got French fries, so it was really good to try both of those. And we got a milkshake and some ice cream because at this point we were on a roll. So why not?
So the whole point when on a road trip, splurge.
So East Side Drive-In, which is just east of Portland.
Yeah, and then we went into Portland for a day and loved it. It was a ton of fun. Went to Powell's bookstore, got some coffee, and then we also stopped at Deschutes. I'm probably gonna mispronounce that one as well.
It's okay.
But Deschutes Brewery, and got a pretzel and some cheese dip. Oh man, it was so good. And some beer, of course.
Obviously. So after that, we were also back towards the east side of Portland, which is where we were staying near Multnomah Falls. And so we stopped there just because it was so beautiful, and they actually sell those like roasted nuts, which is like if you're ever at a mall and you smell something that smells like so good, that's what
Carnival,
they are.
that's what I think of. I think
a
of Carnival
too. They had a little booth there with them, and you should definitely go to Multnomah Falls just because it's beautiful, but also get some of those little roasted nuts while you're there to go look at it, because they were some of the best ones I've had, and that sounds probably kind of lame, but they were so good. And after we were done in Oregon, we started making our way towards Glacier National Park in Montana, and that was a bit of a drive, but then once we got to Glacier, we were treated with a really awesome treat our first night, and we got the ice cream from the actual national park. There's a park store near the like entrance of the park. They have amazing ice cream that they make themselves with all organic ingredients. Their most famous one is the huckleberry ice cream, because that area is just known for huckleberries, and it was huckleberry season, so Chad tried it.
Yeah, we also got the jam because it was so good.
Oh yeah, huckleberry jam too. So get all the huckleberry stuff while you're there.
Go huckleberry crazy. The next day we were like starving, craving some food, and we didn't, I think we just ran out of groceries or something, and we didn't want to go buy some, so we looked up a sandwich spot.
No, we went to go get Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's right. We went to go get Wi-Fi, and we didn't have any food, and it took so long that we ended up actually being out for lunch.
Yeah.
So we went to this place and got something to go. It was called the Staggering Ox.
Staggering Ox,
and it was really good. It was crazy. It was such an odd sandwich. You want to describe it, because you were the one that had to
So it was in one of our previous videos. If you watch one of our Glacier videos, it was in there, and it was basically like this cylinder of bread, literally with like a base, but then a whole like cylinder with all of the sandwich toppings stuffed inside. It was one of the most interesting sandwiches I've ever had, but it was all really fresh because it's all like a fresh place.
So would you recommend going your route or mine? Because you tried both.
I mean, I think if you're there, you got to go for the cylinder sandwich. And also, I just like mine cold. I don't like mine heated. So the cold comes in the cylinder sandwich, and the heated comes kind of like pressed and heated. So it just depends on what you like.
Well, after we did Glacier and Grand Tetons, we actually then ended up in Jackson Hole with my parents, and we went out to a really good Italian restaurant for Steph's birthday. It was called Glorietta's, and it was right in downtown Jacksonville, right?
Downtown Jacksonville, yep. In a really cool old house.
Yeah. We didn't get any video. I'm sorry, guys. We actually just, it was her birthday, so we just enjoyed ourselves. But
we do have some pictures of some tiramisu I ate for my birthday, though, which was so good. And the pasta was delicious. Everything, once again, so fresh. It's all like organic ingredients and really good. Jackson Hole has all kinds of restaurants to choose from, but this one was really good, and we would highly recommend it if you're in the area.
Yeah.
It's obviously like a bit of a nicer dinner rather than just kind of like a quick road trip dinner, but definitely a place we would recommend if you're ever in the town.
So we hope that you guys enjoyed kind of our foodie recommendations along our West Coast road trip. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. We love, you know, answering questions. This is actually inspired. Shout out Nick and Helmy for the question. They were the first ones to ask about the foodie favorites.
I agree.
So yeah, thank you guys for asking.
Our challenge to ourselves whenever we were on our road trip was to not eat chain restaurants, and that's why we ended up eating so many good little hole-in-the-wall or local places. So we would just challenge you, if you're doing a road trip or if you're on the road, try not to stop at fast food, try not to stop at like chain restaurants, because you'll be so pleasantly surprised what you end up with, and then also just how everything else is just as cheap as fast food. Just because it's a little bit more convenient to go fast food, go the other route, because it'll be so much better and so good, and give you even more experiences like we have around all of these restaurants we recommended to you.
Yeah, it's true. The food really impacts how we experience a place, and if you go out and you experience a different place and it's really good, it just makes your experience in that place even that much better. So don't be afraid, like Steph said, explore, check it out. Definitely a tip would be, don't forget to use Google as your best friend. We literally would just search food near us, and then just kind of pick and choose what sounded good to us at that time and go from there. Most of the time it was a burger, don't know why, just how it played out. Also, if you just see something along the side of the road, don't be afraid to try it out. And we will see you guys next time for the latest vlog.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys.